Yo, this your boy, the real McCoy, coming at you, man. We talking about a little Major League Baseball, a little baseball, man. October baseball, you know what I mean? It's postseason. It's playoff time, man. It's pumped up, excited about that, man. And this is prediction video for the ALDS, the American League Division Series. The Texas Rangers and the Toronto Blue Jays and the Houston Astros and the Kansas City Royals, you know. In my prediction video, I had predicted the Astros to beat the Yankees. I felt pretty confident about that. So start off, congrats to the Astros. It's been what, 10 years since '05 since they won a postseason game. Back when they were in the National League, I think the Central, I believe. Yeah, in the Central. So it had been a while. It had been a long time, man. But congrats to the Astros, man. And the reason why I picked them was because of Dallas Keuchel. He pitched well. Cy Young candidate, of course, him or David Price, you know what I mean. But anyway, we'll jump right into it, man. We'll start off with the Astros and the Kansas City Royals series. I think they played 6 times in the regular season. Astros won 4-6, pretty good. I can definitely, because the LDS is a 5-game set, it's a 5-game series. I can definitely see this going 5 games, no doubt. I can see it going 5 games. Both teams have a lot of speed and athleticism in the outfield, running the bases, things like that. I think the Astros were like 5th in the American League in runs scored per game. I think the Royals were 6th. So we had offensively above average offenses, and they're both pretty good. The Astros are a power hitting team. They were 2nd in home runs. I think in the American League, 2nd in slugging. I think 2nd in OPS, things like that. All to the Blue Jays, of course. They'll power 2 home runs in the wild card game against the Yankees. They are a power hitting team. But the issue with the Astros is that they strike out. They led the American League in strikeouts, over 1,300. So they will strike out. And they struck out 9 times in the wild card game. So they will strike out. There's no doubt about it. So a lot of speed running the bases, but sometimes that speed, they're aggressive, which is good, but they're not smart with it. Trying to go from first to home, first to third, trying to turn a double into a triple, they get thrown out. They get a lot of outs on the base paths. You know what I'm saying? But that speed, because I think they had 57 saved runs because of their defense. And I think they had the least errors in the American League. So their defense and athleticism is good, but sometimes they can come back to hunt them as well because they don't have the best baseball IQs, I guess, when it comes to running the bases. They can get out, and they will strike out. They will strike out, you know. And they don't play with that speed. Because the Royals don't hit home. I think they were dead last year in the American League as far as team home runs. I think they only hit like 95. And I think they were like 2nd to last this year, something like that. So they don't hit home runs, but they do use their speed and athleticism, and they play small ball, something that the Astros don't do. Small ball means you got a guy on 2nd in scoring position, less than 2 outs, you lay down the bunt, or you hit the ball to the right side of the infield to get that guy over to 3rd. That's not what the Astros do. They swing it. You know what I mean? They're swinging. They can blast it out of the park, or they'll strike out. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. And in the postseason, you face some good pitching. You're not gonna hit too many home runs. You know what I mean? Can you hit the clutch single or the double, something like that? It's either that they're almost like an all or nothing team. Either home run or striking out. They don't play the small ball well, things like that. That's what concerns me. But their speed, athleticism, and they can't hit the home run. They will blast some home runs, man. They will steal bases. I think they led the league in stolen bases. I think that the Royals were 2nd. So there's going to be a lot of speed and athleticism in this series. That's why I see it going 5 games, man, in my opinion. The Royals were the only team in the American League who struck out less than 1,000 times throughout the year as a team. The only team, so they're not striking out. I think they were like 2nd in batting average, top 3 in like doubles and things like that. That I can trust that. I can trust on base percentage. You know what I mean? I can trust a guy hitting for average. I can trust a guy hitting a double, a single, something like that. It's just that if you're just a home run hitting team, facing postseason and playoff pitching, it's tough to just. It's tough to just bank my money on that. You know what I mean? Just hitting the home runs like the Astros do. When the Royals, they don't hit the home run. They play the small ball, things like that. They bunt guys over. I mean, they hit the opposite way. Get the guys from second to third and scoring, things like that with less than 2 hours. That's what they do. They steal the base. You know what I mean? And then they're just not blasting home because there won't be a lot of home runs in the playoffs. That's just what it is. These teams in the playoffs because they got good pitching. You know what I mean? That's concerning to me with the Astros. But if they catch fire and, you know, Gomez and Altuve and Kobe Rasmus and Carlos Correa and George Springer, if they catch fire and start hitting them out the park, be careful. You better be careful, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they go in and steal game 1. That puts all the pressure on the Royals. A 5-game series. That puts pressure on the Royals. You got home field. You got the best record in the American League. You know what I mean? So, but it's just a home run hitting team. You know what I mean? It's hard to have a lot of faith in that because they say they scored 3 runs in a wild card game. 2 of those runs came off home runs. You know what I mean? That's what the Astros do. You know, so if you don't consistently get those home runs, then what? When it comes to to the pitching, now the Astros led the AL in team ERA. The Royals were 3rd, and that's mainly because their bullpen, the Royals starting ERA was above 4. Not good, not good at all. But the bullpen is dominant, man. Lights out. Arguably better. It was great last year. You know what I'm saying? Bullpen is dominant, man. And just with the Royals starters, that's concerning. You know what I mean? The starting pitching isn't that good. Facing a home run hitting team, not good. But their bullpen is so dominant. So, not saying that the Astros bullpen is weak, but the Royals bullpen is really dominant, man. Really good, even coming back from last year. You know what I mean? With now coming into the season, I had I had the Royals as my favorite to win the American League. I just think that with the Royals, I think they got that chip on their shoulder, man. I picked them to lose the wild card game last year against the Oakland A's. A great game, though. A great game. They went on. I picked them to lose the Angels. I picked them to lose to the Orioles. And before you know it, they're in Game 7 of the World Series. Down by 1 run. With the winning run at the plate and the tying run 90 feet away on third base. You know what I mean? And this year, people weren't picking them to win the AL Central. They were thinking Tigers. So I think they've got this chip on their shoulder like, hey, don't forget about us. We've got the experience. We got a solid lineup now, adding Kendrick Morales, adding Ben Zobrist. You know what I mean? I know a lot about Ben Zobrist being a Tampa Bay Rays fan. You know what I mean? A solid lineup, got the leadership. Now they got the experience from going to Game 7 in the World Series. Can't get no deeper than that as far as playoff experience, you know. I mean, so they've got all of that there. And, you know, the best record in the American League, but they're not the most talked about team in the American League. People talking about the Blue Jays and this young Astros team, you know. So they've got that chip on their shoulder, man. They hungry out to prove, hey, don't forget about us. You know what I mean? That's why I think I'm gonna lean towards the Royals. They're not a home run hitting team. They play the small ball. As is the playoff, there won't be a lot of, usually, there not a lot of runs. You know, we're not 10-8, something like that, 6-5 in playoff games. You know what I mean? Usually 4-5, 4-3. And, you know, with the Royals being in the top 3, top 5 and doubles and triples and things like that, playing that small ball, batting for average, I can bank on that more than the home run from the Astros. So, but I still think with because of the Royals starting 5, their pitching, the pitchers, ERA is really, that's concerning. And the Astros a home run hitting team. I definitely see it's a 5-game series, a tug and war type series, you know. But I think I'm gonna go with the Royals in the 5, man. I'm gonna go with the Royals in the 5. I'm making this video watching the National League wildcard game, the PNC Park, with the Pirates and the Cubs. But anyway, man, we're going to jump over to the other ALDS, man, before I get too distracted, you know what I mean? You got the Texas Rangers and the Toronto Blue Jays. I mean, Toronto Blue Jays, I mean, what can you say? You know what I'm saying? What can you say? You know what I mean? We'll start off now. When I was watching this Texas team, because when the Yu Darvish in spring, was it spring? They said he was out for the year. I think it was the Tommy John. I was like, they're done. The Rangers are completely done. There's no way. Sure enough, about 3 weeks, a month left in the season, So the Astros should win that. Young, excited team. The Astros should get that. And I don't just down the stretch, the Astros and the Yankees kind of fell off, and the Rangers kept winning, closing the gap from 5 games, now 4, 3.5, 2. I'm like, whoa! And before you know it, they won the division, and they started to separate themselves a little bit in the division. So, congrats to the Texas Rangers winning the AL West, man. Solid ball club, man. They pitch decently well, things like that. They hit for average pretty well. They steal a few bags here and there. They were 3rd in the AL in runs per game, 3rd in RBI, so they're scoring runs. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the solid offense, pitching is solid as well. You know what I mean? But man, the Blue Jays, man, they're like a buzzsaw right now, just mowing people down, man. Incredible. Absolutely incredible, man. It got to the point I was thinking, man, you know, with the media, especially sports media in general, they overhype and over-exaggerate a lot of things. So I was like, man, is the Blue Jays really this? I mean, me being a Tampa Bay Rays fan, AL at least, I know all about the Blue Jays. Is this team really that good? Yeah. I mean, they led the league in home runs. I think on base percentage, OPS, slugging percentage, total bases, RBI, hits, dominant offense. They were 4th in stolen bases. They even stealing bases too. Man, they doing everything, man. All like, what are they doing? Are they counting the home runs or stolen bases, man? I didn't know they were stealing bases. Just incredible offense, man. Tulo was hurt down the scratch. Now Tulo, what I'm hearing, he's not 100%, but I'm hearing that he's gonna play. So he may be DH, something like that. Don't know how much he's gonna play at shortstop, because Tulo has history of getting hurt a lot. So I can definitely see. I mean, you got Tulo as your DH. You got an incredible lineup, man. Their lineup just keeps coming at you. It's incredible. I think and then their pitch, I think they're like top 5 in team ERA. You got David Price, Cy Young candidate, him and Dallas Keuchel. I mean, he pitched well. His time here with my Rays, he did struggle against the Rangers a little bit in the 2 times we faced them in the LDS. But he did beat them in 2013 in game 163. The 1 game play-in to get to the one game play-in. And he pitched well against them earlier this year too as well. But now he's got an offense to back him up. Because here in Tampa Bay, there's not a lot of offense here. You know what I'm saying? But man, the Blue Jays, I think they led defensive efficiency. They were number 1 in that in the American League, so they playing solid defense, not giving up a lot of errors. Gave up the least amount of walks throughout the entire year. Walks per 9 was the best from their pitching. I mean, just incredible. I mean, you got Mark Burley, you got R.A. Dickey, now Knuckleball, just absolutely incredible. They played the Rangers 6 times. They won 4 to 6. Now, the 2 times they did lose, they lost to Giovanni Gallardo. The Rangers pitched. They lost. I think he pitched the 2 games he faced them. He pitched over 13 innings. I think he only gave up like 6 hits, 6 strikeouts, and no runs, earned or unearned. Gave up no runs, and he's on the mound game 1. So go in, you steal game 1. That puts all the pressure on the Blue Jays. I mean, a lot of people consider the Blue Jays as the best team in the American League, maybe all of baseball. Looking at their numbers, dominant team, man, dominant team. And I mean, it's like if you go in and Gallardo pitches well game 1, you steal that game. Hey, now all the pressure's on Toronto. All the pressure's on Toronto. He beat them twice. I think in June or July, and I believe again in late. I think August or September, something like that. But he beat them twice. You know what I mean? He pitched well. I mean, they haven't got a run off of Gallardo in the 2 times they faced him. And he's going game 1, so that's interesting. That's interesting, man. I do believe he will pitch well in game 1. I mean, if your starter goes, say, 6 innings and gives up 3 runs, that's respectable. Now it's on your offense. Now I can see Gallardo doing something similar to that. 5 2/3, 5 1/3, giving up 3 runs or fewer. You know, I don't think he's going to shut him out again, but he may be. So they haven't got a run off him yet. That'll put pressure on Price. That put pressure on the Blue Jays. You know what I mean? I know the Rogers Center is going to be rocking. That's good for Major League Baseball. The fans come out and support. I mean, the fans in Toronto and the Rogers Center, they're thinking 1993 all over again. You know what I'm saying? But if Gallardo can keep it close and keep it interesting, man, you got Prince Fielder and Beltray in your lineup. There's some pop there. You know what I mean? You never know. You know what I mean? I just think that the Blue Jays is just too much. It's just too much. Pitching, defense, you know what I mean? The batting lineup, the batter after batter after batter, and the license Bautista, my MVP vote, Josh Donaldson, Russell Martin, Edwin, you know I'm not good with names. Edwin Encarnacion, Justin Smoke can hit some out every now and then. Pilar, I mean, just incredible, and they're hitting for average. I think they were second in the American League in batting average. So they're hitting for average, they're hitting for power, good defense, good pitching. It's incredible, man. And they're blasting home runs, just blasting them out. So, but game one is going to be the key, in my opinion. If Gallardo can pitch well game one, and maybe even steal game one, you never know. I just think it's just too much, even with Gallardo pitching well. That's why, I'm sorry, Rangers fans, I got Blue Jays in the sweep, man. I got the Blue Jays in the clean sweep. So right now, so you know, it'll be the Kansas City Royals hosting the Toronto Blue Jays, in my opinion. You know, let me know what you guys think, man. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. I'm watching this National League wild card game. The Cubs are up 1-0, top of the second inning. But let me know what you guys think, man. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. I love October baseball, man. You know what I mean? And yeah, let me know what you think, man. This your boy, The Real McCoy, man. Get back to this game, man. I'm out. Peace.